Hello friends and enemies. So let's get this out of the way right off the bat. I stupidly chose to record this review after making a cherry cobbler, and I pitted and cut all the cherries myself, so my hands are stained purple. Hopefully it's difficult to tell in the video, but they are purple hands. So maybe the color will just add to the ambiance, because today I'm taking a look at the Hasbro Pulse 90s X-Men Jubilee figure. As I explained in my Wolverine review, I am not super familiar with this cartoon. It was a little before my time. I've seen some of it, but I don't really have any nostalgia for it or anything. But this looks really cool, along the same line as the Wolverine packaging. It's in like a VHS style cardboard box, plastic-free packaging, which we like. Warning, small parts, not for children under 3 years. If you give this toy to children under 3 years, they will develop the ability to shoot fireworks from their hands, and then your house is going to be ruined. So we've got a cool kind of comic booky illustration with the Marvel Comics logo up here. This art looks a little bit different from her in the show, from what I remember. Got a really cool illustration on the side of her in her shades, promotional image and blurb on the back. So yeah, these are neat boxes. Like I said in my Wolverine review, I think there's some people who would rather be able to see the figure, and I mean, maybe we would all rather be able to see the figure, but I personally think it's worth the trade-off for plastic-free packaging. That's just my opinion. So the figure will be wrapped in wax paper, and there's a little bundle of accessories that you're going to have to reach into the guts of the package to pull out. It's not every day you get to reach into the guts of something. Or is it? I don't know your life. Okay, now if you saw my 90s X-Men Wolverine review, you know that my opinion on that figure was that cell shading was not that apparent. It was very subtle. It's even more subtle with Jubilee. I think if you didn't know any better, you would just mistake this darker stripe, this darker blue, for just a design choice, like part of her clothing. And once again, I think that's because there is no cell shading on the skin. As before, I don't think that's a negative at all. It's just different than what I thought it would be. But since I opened the Wolverine and saw that there was kind of a more subtle cell shading there, I came to expect that with Jubilee, so she's not much of a surprise. But I do like how deliberate the shading is on her left side. Well, it's her right side, my left. Directions are hard. Another thing to note is that I saw a review that said her face looked more mature than in the cartoon, and I completely agree. In the cartoon, she's a teenager, right? She's still a kid. She looks like a fully grown woman in this figure, and that is just completely because of the face. She looks really mature. I think it has something to do with the thinness of the face, how the eyebrows arch, the bolder lipstick maybe. But yeah, she definitely doesn't look like a young teenager. Look at those thighs though, jeez. She does look very stylish though. I love this outfit. Your mileage may vary, but I like it. Would I wear it? Not unless I wanted to attract attention, I guess. And you've got some cool details like this little patch here, this little hit of gold on the belt. Really gorgeous sculpting on that jacket. It's both static and dynamic. As we know, I really hate these hands that do the weird thing, but it makes sense for her, given her power. I mean, that's kind of what she does in the show, so I will not complain about that. I will say that once you kind of lift up the jacket and you look at her body, she is so thin, and this is nothing new. And I guess it kind of makes sense with the fact that she's a young girl and very athletic, but just like, it makes my organs hurt seeing how thin she is. Like there's no, where's her ribs? Part of that might just also be for engineering purpose, but give this girl some ribs, please. I really like the articulation on the Wolverine figure, so let's see what Jubilee has going on. Pretty good up. Ooh, excellent chin to chest. Then you're left with a very awkward, like, hunchback. Of course, we've got rotation. She doesn't have that insane shoulder joint that Wolverine had, but she also doesn't have his bicep swivel. And a lot of female figures in general, it's rare to get bicep swivel. I think that is changing slowly, which is nice. I am all for more movement at the shoulders of our female characters and a bicep swivel for the female characters as well. Single elbow, flex and rotation at the wrist. All sorts of movement at the torso. You've got some back, a little bit of forward, lots of side to side. You've got rotation at the waist, and that's hidden by the transition from her shirt to her shorts. What did my voice do there? Sounded like a scared duck. Shorts. Great leg lift off to the side, up front. Could go back farther, but her jacket is in the way. Double knee with pins, unfortunately. But they're all one color, so it's not super noticeable from afar. Swivel at the boot, which, I mean, why? Legs don't work that way, and forward and back at the ankle. So she comes with some pretty fun accessories, the most notable one being an extra head. And this head has the same expression on it as the one that came on her body. I think I might have liked a different expression, but this one has her sunglasses pushed up on her face, which is really neat looking. But still, like a happy expression or like a determined expression would have been preferable, I think, to just the same as the one we have here. But that isn't all. In addition to the head that has the sunglasses pushed up on her face, she comes with not just one, but 2 pairs of separate sunglasses. We've got one that's opaque and cel-shaded style, and another one that is translucent. So that's really cool. So you can not only put sunglasses on her, but you have a choice of what you would like to do. Do you want to put on the solid sunglasses? Looking pretty fly. Kids still say that, right? I'm sure they do. 100% sure. Or you could put on the translucent sunglasses and have her eyes kind of visible through them. And actually, I think I like that look more. You still get the full effect of her having the sunglasses on, but you can also see a sneak peek of her face through them. I think that's really neat. And it doesn't end there. She also comes with these pink swirly effects. Now, I'm not a 90s X-Men cartoon expert, but if I'm correct, her power was like creating fireworks and stuff from her hands, right? These don't really look like fireworks. I can imagine that it's very difficult to translate fireworks into 3D form, so I can understand why they just went with the standard swirly magic effect. But at the same time, it's not really indicative of her powers, in my opinion. You know, it'd be cool if she just came with a thing, maybe like an acrylic panel or something that was just a shower of sparks. Or maybe do something like with the Marvel Legends Havoc figure, where you've got large circular plastic effects, and then you can just make those colorful and vibrant and kind of representative of firework type powers. So here she is with the 90s Wolverine, also from Hasbro Pulse. Man, they look really good together. Like I said before, I'm not nostalgic for this show. I don't really know a ton about it, but these 2 figures look fantastic together. She seems about the right size. She's a teenager. Wolverine is short, so I think the height here makes sense. And if you want an additional person to compare them to, you've got Marvel Legends. Oh no. And if you want an additional person to compare them to, here is the Marvel Legends Cyclops. And he towers over her. She's in a bit of a hunched position, so she could be a bit taller, but I think he is a good size compared to her too. Just like with the Wolverine figure, her extra head goes on smoothly, no problem there, no need to break out the hot water. And yeah, she's just a fun, cool figure. I do think she looks a little too mature for what her character is supposed to be, but other than that, she looks super cool, fun to pose. Love that she comes with those sunglasses. They are sunglasses, right? Or am I supposed to be calling them visors or something? I'm calling them sunglasses. So, thank you so much for watching. Likes and subscribes are very much appreciated. Comments are more than welcome. And I will see you guys on the next one. I'm off to eat the delicious cherry cobbler I made. I mean, I hope it's delicious. If it's not, I'll probably still eat it.